Yeah, alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Warm Up with Morby. Welcome. Welcome on Instagram. Welcome on Facebook. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not streaming on Facebook this morning. But yeah, welcome. So, what we do here is prepare for the day, for the work day, especially as creative people. Um, but specifically for mine, it's digital art, digital painting. So I have some warm up routines and stream a little bit of process here. But yeah, welcome to another week of this, Mondays to Wednesdays. So yeah, how's your weekend, everybody? How how did it go? Are you pumped for another week? TI Arts, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Alrighty, so last week, let me be sure YouTube. I think yeah, YouTube is good. Yeah, so last week we made some progress on the portrait commission, where a client wanted to gift their wife a portrait of her as a superhero character. As a superhero character, okay, and and yeah, so we had that. So this is the progress I've made on it so far. I know we did some progress on the stream. Let me backtrack a bit. Oops. My driver seems to be giving me issues. Let's work on that, shall we? Okay. Yeah, so the driver is back. Alright, so let's backtrack a bit. I have some of the process here. Okay. Let's make that through. Alrighty, so we did. Yeah, I know we did this. We sketched it to a point. Yeah. And I remember having the hair like this as per the reference. But I got feedback from the client that he wanted the character's hair. Yeah, this was the reference I was trying to copy. Um, but the client said they wanted the character's hair to look more like they wanted the wife's hair to look more like the character hair, which is Howie, the flowing hair with the blue flames at the end, right? So I had to change that and make it something like this, with the tonal drawing. Yeah, so basically I finally found a way to classify the technique I was using to build up the values and everything. So I think it's called tonal drawing, mostly because I got that word from an art instructor I really admire. So that's the method that they use to teach their students. So it's more or less where you're kind of like painting with a pencil. So yeah, so that was the process I was doing then. Of course, that was where we stopped in the last stream. I think you can check the live stream, the broadcast, in on YouTube, on the YouTube videos and all that. But yeah, off stream, I was able to convert it to color. And is this? Oh, okay. So I converted it to color. Maybe one day I'll do an in-depth tutorial on that. If you guys are interested, you can just let me know. Instagram folks, you can let me know if you're interested in my technique of turning black and white to color and maintaining vibrance and all that. So I converted everything to color and started building it up, adding more details, added the background so that I can let it feel like it's in an environment, right? And that was where I got the blue tones I used to darken her a bit. And yeah, so of course, where there is blue, there's so much blue everywhere. I was looking for a way to contrast that with a complementary color, hence the orange slice of light behind her, right? so saturated oranges, just to come out and all that. So yeah, so as it were, we are almost done. But currently it's just very small, minute finishing touches, right? So very small, minute finishing touches. So what I think I need to do right now is to um, work on her face. I feel like I've lost the semblance to the original person that this was commissioned to, that the commission is about, right? So I'm going to work on her face a bit to just give it a more semblance of that. I don't think I need the client to tell me that, but because currently it's not really looking like her, especially with the reference. Um, Instagram photo. This is the reference. So you're on another screen. So here's the reference I'm talking about. So I've lost the semblance. So I want to work on that a bit more this morning, and then I have a new piece I want to start. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get to it today, but yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, how's everyone's weekend? How did it go? Hope it was good enough. Do you need more weekend time? Let me know. Okay, this is the reference I really want to use. Yeah, so let's zoom in and start working. So if you want to get a better view of the screen, full screen, while I really work live, it's just go over to the YouTube channel, Out of Morby, same spelling with the Instagram handle. So I had to move it to YouTube just so it's good enough for future purposes, those who would watch this later on. So okay, so I found a layer to work on. Let me get a decent brush. All right. Alright, so things that I've lost in the drawing. When she smiles, she has deep recesses in her cheeks. So I want to try to get that back. Then I feel like the proportion is off a bit. But yeah, let's see how we can get that back. So I'll just save a backup of the file on a new layer and start editing this one. Adeola Dimeji, good morning. Godwin, good morning. Ochi Kings, good morning. Raid How, good morning. Blackman Studios, good morning. Sorry I didn't greet you earlier. I was giving an intro to the stream. Instagram audio, I need you to confirm that the audio is okay. I'm using a different audio input for Instagram, so let me know if it's fine. Being very cautious with how I touch the face, just so you don't age her up mistakenly. Four-eyed Eben, good morning. Nice username. Yeah, so like I said, guys, if you want to see the full screen with my brush editing the image and all that, for the guys over at Instagram, just go over to YouTube, Out of Morby, and you'll get a better view. So currently I'm showing you the navigator bar, but you can't see the brush making edits on the faces. So yeah, so at this point when I'm doing minute details like this, what I'm thinking of is soft edges versus hard edges, right? Where is there a deep For example, I'm trying to achieve a laugh line where there's a deep, so where is there a recession, where is there a protrusion, right? And it's basically how I can, it's basically dependent on how well I manage the edges, sharp edges against soft edges, right? I think I made her chin protrude too much, and that's just because this value here is way too high, so it's almost the same as what is over here. All right, so what I'll do is darken it a bit, and now it looks like it's gone back in. At this point, the piece is mostly done. This is just making sure it's really finished. Comics DI, good morning, welcome to the stream. Raid How, starting to come out really good. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Officials Leke, good morning. Let me get my eye on YouTube. Okay, if you're watching on YouTube, I have my eyes on the comment section there. So soft edges versus hard edges. Soft edges versus hard edges. Soft edges versus hard edges. At this point, it's all about edges, really. All about edges. I'm not seeing a face, even though I'm painting over a face. All I'm thinking of is what are the edges saying, right? What are the shapes saying? Which is the funny thing about painting, is that you tend to stop fussing over the likeness and all that. You start seeing it as a structure in space. So that's currently what we're doing. So, and then when we're refining the piece, it's basically a thing of, we're refining the edges, we're unblurring it, as it were. So I'm going into the nose. You guys on Instagram might not be able to see that clearly, but the YouTube folks will see it very well. That reminds me, I should have put my the YouTube link on my Instagram bio, right, just to make this easier for everybody, but I will get to that immediately after the stream today. Being careful about adding this, I think it's called a septum, because sometimes the less details you add, the better. The less details you add, sometimes the better, especially when you're trying to communicate subtlety. So I think it will be fine though. Now this bluish shape on her face, on the left side of her face, it's more or less a stylistic choice, just so I want to maintain that. All right. We have some new people in the stream. Hey B, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Gem Illustrated, Makaka, welcome. Welcome. So at this point, there's no ambiguity. I'm trying to make sure every edge, basically all this will be done in the most important part, which is the face, right? All these refinements, it's more or less on the face. So I want to make sure that every edge is saying what it's meant to say, It's more or less I see the edges saying stuff like, oh, I am sharp, I am soft, right? So whatever an edge is saying, my refinement is just making it louder, right? I know that's a now that I think of it, I've thought of it that way, but I've never really said it out that way. But yeah, that's the way I see it, that every edge is saying something. So refining a piece is about amplifying what the edge is saying, what that edge is saying. Let me put a little bit of a cheek here. Johnny J, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Introduce yourself to us. If you're an artist, what do you do? If you're not an artist, it's fine, but if you're an artist, introduce yourself to us. Introduce yourself to us all the same, whether you're an artist or not. Everyone is an artist in one form or the other, right? So please do us the honor. Alright, now for, I think this Cupid bow is too much, so let's tone it down. What will happen if I enlarge the eyes? Let's try that. QCell Creator, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Warm Up with Morby. Are you drawing currently? I know you're an artist yourself, so it's great to have you around. Yemi Lash, good morning. Welcome. Lisa Agbola, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Can you imagine? Look at what changing the direction of where she's looking does to the whole piece. I feel like this is better. And if she's looking up, we shouldn't see. Welcome. I see you. When I was starting out, making changes like this to the painting horrified me, because I was like, it took me so long to get to this point, so I would be very afraid to make drastic changes. And by the way, I don't even feel it's a drastic change really. It's just, shift the eyes here and all that. But to me back then, it was a very drastic change. But how I overcome it is just the more you understand edges forms and all that, the more you are not so precious with them, because you know how to replicate XYZ edge, right? You know how to replicate XYZ value. So the more you know how to replicate that and know how to manipulate that, the more it's easier for you to just make gigantic changes on your painting, no matter the stage you're at. So this is definitely a winner, guys. We are making this. She's looking this way, you know. I don't know. Okay, I'll just let you see what the other one looked like, and I'm sure you'll agree with me that it was quite creepy. And she was looking, well, not so creepy really, but it just looked somehow. That's the word for it. That's the Nigerian vocabulary for awkward. It just looked somehow. So yeah, definitely looking that way. It gives us a sense of direction, right? Because what I'm getting from this, and you tell me if that's the same thing you're getting from it, is, you know, let me darken it a bit. Okay, what I'm getting from this is, you know, she's looking this way, right? The flames are flowing arguably that way, or maybe this way, but they are in the same direction basically. What's it called? This what's it called now? This sash, all right, is flowing that way. So almost everything seems to be pointing upwards, right? So that's why I feel like her looking downwards, right, at us was breaking the flow for no apparent reason. If we had it this way, let me get this way. If we had it this way, her looking downward was breaking the flow of everything moving upwards, right? Okay, Instagram's gonna see that very well. So yeah, so we'll make her look upwards, and I think that will be the final edit I will make. Yeah, I think there's something to be done on the nose to make it look more like her, but for sure there's the danger of overworking this piece, for sure. Nessara 6, good morning. Welcome to the stream. I think I went through your profile recently. I think you're an artist. Hope you're learning something from this. What kind of... Do you do digital? I know I saw a lot of traditional stuff with pencils and all that, but do you do digital at all? Because this is digital. Emmy King, good morning. Welcome to the stream. So basically, I let there to be some color in the eye, some brown in the eye, so that there will be more space for the blacks to come off. Emmy J King says, nice work. Thank you very much. Glad you're enjoying it. And because there's a bit of orange, let's get some orange in here. Okay. And a bit of blue. And then, like I said in another stream that we had, the eyeball is a ball in and of itself. So what you want to do is shade it like such. Okay, too much. Shade it like such to give it a sense of depth and solidity. This is way too dark, so let me lower that opacity. Very subtle difference that it makes. I think I need to pull up a reference of the head looking upwards. I know for sure I'm missing something with the placements. Give me a second, guys. Art of Any, good morning, welcome to the stream. Art of Any asks, what do you try to achieve when you do studies? Okay, thank you very much for the question. First of all, this isn't a study. Then secondly, what I try to achieve with studies is, primarily I'm thinking of my weaknesses, okay, and maybe what a specific, maybe what commissions would require from me, the commissions I'm doing part-time, and weaknesses basically, right? So if I'm working on if I'm working on, let's say, environment pieces, environment concept arts for a season, like I did a few months ago for Unique, most of my studies will be environment, sketches, right? Environment sketches, places around me, and all that. But then if I'm doing character work or comic book work, like I do predominantly, my studies will be around anatomy and parts of the body that I have not strengthened, right? So for example, one of the studies I frequently do and I'm more known for is portrait studies, and the reason for that is that when you're doing comics, there's a lot of talking heads, right? There's a lot of heads, a lot of portraits basically. So because of that, you want to make sure your portrait work is top notch. So that's why I have and just, of course, just the fact that portraits are quite interesting. So that's why I have an affinity for portraits, and that's why I'll do studies more in that realm. But my studies are basically based on what I need part time, for commissions, one, and maybe what my interest is for a time. Right. So that's how I do it. But I've had seasons where I did more structured versions of studies when I was taking courses, online courses, and all that. But currently, that's how I approach studies. Or when I was starting out, my structure for studying was way different back then. But currently, my approach to studies is per need basis. I hope that makes sense. Art of Any. Okay, so I've got a reference of how the eye should work in this perspective, and according to my reference, I am mostly okay. And look at that mouth. And the reference isn't on any of the screens, so it's on another screen entirely. So according to my reference, I should indicate that the nose is turning away from us with more darkness. Not your average illustrator. Good morning and welcome to the stream. We're so excited to have an on average fellow like you here. When I say we, I'm not sure about the others, but I am. Not your average illustrator. What software do you work with not your average illustrator? Art of Any says need basis. Got it. Yeah, but you want to be careful with that advice. For example, just like I mentioned, when I was starting out, I had a more structured version of studying. So you want to now know what level you are at and the kind of study that is required. I could give out some tips if you don't mind. So you could just tell me what kind of art you are looking for to getting better at, or maybe what kind of industry you want to work in, and from there I can recommend stuff if it's within my power. But that's totally up to you. So yeah, so guys, I want to stop here and send it off to the clients for feedback. Lest I overwork this. Let's do something. Let's add some blues to this plane. Let's do it on a new layer. Not Your Average Illustrator says, beautiful piece you have here. Thank you very much. He says, hello Morby. Yeah, hello to you too. Welcome to the stream. Art of Any, how would I know what level I am at? Well, look at the people you admire, the people who have the kind of work you do, you want to, you want to have, the people who have the kind of clients and commissions you want to have, and compare your work to theirs in a very, very healthy manner, and then you have an approximation of how far you need to go. Because for example, when we say because there's that thing of, oh, don't compare yourself to people, right? But there's a healthy kind of comparison. Don't compare yourself to people's works when it's a personal thing. Maybe it's you're doing art for play, for pleasure and all that, leisure, right? But when it's a thing where you are trying to get work, which is competitive by nature, right? You want to now compare yourself to the people who have the work that you are trying to get, right? So competition isn't really bad, or comparison isn't really bad if it's done for that kind of purpose. So basically, how you find out, oh, how far do I have to go, is look at the people that have the work you want, you'd like to have, and measure up your work against theirs, and of course on the way you'll see more people that have the kind of work that you want. You'll see more of them, so just keep using that as a gauge. It just makes things easier that way if you have that kind of compass. Art of Any says, looking to do illustrations professionally. Emmy J King says, I like if you can check my portfolio out later when you're chanced. Yes, I probably, when I'm chanced, just send me a DM, maybe a link to your portfolio or something, and I will check it out when I can. Yeah, so guys, as I said, I'm okay with this. I'll just add the logo of the character on here. But that's better done outside the stream. So let's do a bit of drawing today, on a new piece I have in mind, something supposedly simple, with just a character focus. So let me get the reference of that up. Save this first. This is saved, and I'll save this. Alright, so I have this reference here of this figure sitting down. This is it for the YouTube folks, and for the Instagram folks, this is the reference here of the guy sitting down. So I want to rework on this character I made a few years ago. That's 5 years ago, 2017-ish. So I want to do a more mature version of this character. This was a painting I did back in the days. um, yeah. So as you can see, it's obviously not so great. Let me show the YouTube folks also. It's obviously not so great. A lot of blacks everywhere. I'm not even sure what I was thinking when I did this piece, right? But I like the character. I know I featured him in a few other personal paintings. So I want to do a more matured version of him. See how I can play with him in a more matured style currently. This was 5 years ago, so hopefully I can do something better. So let's see how we can do that for the next 30 minutes or so. While you guys, if you have questions, do send them in, please. I really appreciate that. Just Pace Lab, good morning. Forgive me for butchering your username. I think this would be a better. Yeah, this would be a better one. There's more going on here with the feet and the hands. Art of Any says you've been good for a long time. Well, that's debatable, but I appreciate the compliments. So let's get to sketching. So at this point, either start small or zoom out. That would be or a combination of both. Okay, I think YouTube, your view is really good. So, I mean Instagram, yeah, Instagram, your view is good, so I don't need to worry so much. Kenechukwu, good morning, welcome to the stream. So yeah, this piece, for the painting of this piece, I would definitely, repeat the same process I did for the Howie piece, just because I enjoyed how it was straightforward to render in black and white, focus on the forms and all that. But of course, I won't make it totally black and white. I'll just tint it a bit, tint it to like a dark brown, just to make it warm, and yeah. So like I always say, start very, very dynamic before refining the piece. Start as chaotic as possible before refining the piece, because as you refine it, chances are it's going to get very, very static. So I'm just going to follow that process. Art of Any asks, is there a software you use to place reference when you draw? Yes. The name of the software is PureRef, PUREREF. It's a free software. Just type it on Google. And also, when you get the reference, it's a bit, the software, it's a bit hard to understand without a guide. So look up YouTube for a tutorial guide on how to use PureRef. But it's a very, very useful software for reference management. Kenny Chuku says, good morning, thanks for letting me in. Yeah, the door is wide open, everybody can come in. So welcome to the stream. Do you have questions? Are you an artist? Are you an aspiring artist? Do let us know. That's the point of this stream. I keep saying us like I'm representing some big corporation, Morby Incorporation. So forgive me for that. Maybe I've been hearing too much corporate speak, corporateese. Let me just keep quiet. This is what happens when questions don't come in, I start saying lame jokes. So if you want to avoid the lame jokes, send in those questions. Do you guys draw in the morning? Are you guys drawing right now? If you're drawing right now, let me know. Because I know it's early, but I mean, let's practice. Okay, so I'm putting a bit more emphasis to his leaning in. I think I'll make him look like he's disappointed. Maybe he lost a fight with a rival friend, and I'll give him some bruises, just as a storytelling element, just so his face is not looking so bland. Yeah, there we are. Oh, okay. Clip Studio can't see my cursor. Not Your Average Illustrator says, what's your thoughts on AI? AI is really interesting. It's really interesting, actually. I've tried it. I've tried making some prompts on it. So, yeah, I think from what I saw about it, I think the work, the parts where the creative aspect of AI is more or less how you can prompt it to bring interesting stuff, right? So, but yeah, it's quite interesting. I've generated a few pieces from there, but I've not had time to go and refine them, right? But yeah, I think I'm going to still wait a bit for it to get more developed before I incorporate it or anything like that. But it's quite interesting. At least it helps speed up your process if you're a working professional and maybe you need ideas of maybe color palettes, ideas of composition. It's good for generating ideas and thumbnails. But when you ask for my thoughts, are you talking about something else like, oh, how does AI affect how we should, whether we should study art or not, whether we should keep trying to get better at technical skills? You can clarify that if that's what you mean. But if that's what you mean, I feel like, it's not yet time to drop your pens and stop learning how to draw the fundamentals, because the more you are good at the fundamentals, the more you can make something out of the AI art. The stage that it's at now. So I don't know what will happen in the next 20 years. Maybe it will be able to totally replace us artists, but for now I don't think there's any need to panic at all. So that's just my take, and a lot of artists I respect at least say that. So I like that stand. Out of any says you are representing the National Association of Great Artists. Yes, maybe I'm their errand boy. They are the great artists, and I'm just their errand boy. So I'm supposed to be drawing, but I want to learn here. Yeah, you can draw while because I'm not really doing an in-depth tutorial, right? So you can always pick up your pencil and use this as inspiration, because it's not going to last, all the way. So now I want to start breaking down the figure. So, and like I always tell people, this is the point where I believe the real work of figure drawing is placing the forms in perspective, representing them as primitive shapes and making them look right. So this is the point. So when I'm doing a study, this is what I'm looking forward to getting better at, not just, especially figure studies. I'm not just trying to replicate it, but trying to understand how the forms interact with each other, so that when I need to use it, draw it from my imagination, maybe in a comic book or something, I am not stranded or lost. Okay, so this is a box. I'm an artist. Kenechukwu says, I'm an artist and a civil servant for I'm currently at work, so no question at the moment. I just want to watch your workflow. Your coloring is really awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm glad to know you're an artist. Yeah, glad to know that. And I hope work is going well, because I hope I'm not distracting you. Hope the stream is not distracting you. Alright, so another cylinder here. And since this is side view, we might not get strong indications of perspective, but we want to still be aware of it, that the character is in space and not just, floating, so there must be some perspective. Gotta put things in perspective. Must be careful not to give him superhero feats. When you grow up reading comic books, you start drawing everybody with muscles. Or not with muscles. You draw everybody as muscular. Let's look at this. Yes, it interacts here, and this is the side of the rib cage. So this is the side view. And this is the hinge of the arm. So, like I always say, try to find the cross section of the cylinder here. And another cylinder. Okay. So currently, I'm trying to measure it in relation to the other parts of the body, right? Yeah, so who can guess what the issue is with the drawing currently? Who can guess what the issue is currently with the drawing? With the proportions specifically. There's something up with the proportions. Yeah, so can anybody guess what's up with the proportions? Instagram folks, what do you think is up with the proportions? Maybe if you see my own mistakes, you'll probably see yours better also. LA Draws is in the building. Guys, just so you know, we have a magic artist in the building, and I mean that quite literally. We have a magic artist in the building. Alright, so the problem with the drawing is that the head is way too big. So it's looking like the other parts of the body don't fit. Okay, out of any was saying it looks pretty okay to me, but maybe the head. Yeah, you are correct. The head is way too big, so we need to tone it down a bit, and we need to reduce the size and then reduce the placement, the position, not just the size, the position. Okay, especially because this is what our reference is telling us. So, or I think it's to take it back really. Okay, let me clarify this. This is a study live, bro. So these are the decisions we have to make, and this is why I say that this aspect of figure drawing is the real work, where you're trying to place everything in the right position. Ellie has responded. Ellie says, "You will not die if you don't whine me." But I'm not whining you. I'm just letting people know who you are. You have a God among us. All right. So at this point, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable to refine the drawing, which is quite strange because I know for figure drawings, I think I know the reason why. But let me first say this: that for figure drawings, I usually have to draw like this kind of rough sketch 2 times before I'm even confident to think of doing a third final clean sketch. But I think what contributed to this is pretty simple, a pretty simple pose, pretty straightforward. Another thing, it's a male. I usually I don't have a tough time drawing males, because there's so much we can get away with when you do that. So yeah. But for this could just be me, of course. For you, it could take you 5 iterations of this kind of sketches and all that. If it's a study, don't feel like you should go any faster. The point is to get better, not really fast. And the better you get, the faster you'll be eventually. So I always tell people, place everything. That this is the real learning process of the figure study. Refining it is a bit easier, but placing the forms in perspective is quite challenging. So let me get my the character reference so that as I refine it, I refine it according to the design of the character. I think the only thing I need to take note of is the sash. Or would that be a bandana now? And if I want it to float, nah. Let's see. Okay, with a different color just so I can separate the figure from the clothing, right? So I think this is nice. Just drapes down. Nothing dramatic basically. It's going to be a calm, sober character piece. So Olu Okikiola, good morning. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a splendid start to your weekend. Sorry, to your week. The weekend is over. Okie dokie. This is another reference, so. I think this leg can be longer. Too big. I think long is what we need, not big. And maybe, just maybe, you can alrighty. So let me refine the face of the portrait before calling it a stream for this morning. I think that's safe to do. So I would So I'm taking a dark brown color, and this is what I'll use to refine the face. So I'll turn everything to black and white, to grayscale, just so I can focus on forms. Where do you get your references from? This one was specifically gotten from Graphite Studio. They do they sell reference packs. So they have an ArtStation profile, Graphite Studios, GRAFIT, Grad and Fit Studios. So you can check them out on, just Google them. You'll find, breadcrumb links to their content. Okay, I think, yeah, this works. Changing it to a different color entirely. Let me zoom in a bit more and start. I will definitely change the nose. Let's look at the character, just to be sure. I think I wanted to give him a faded afro. Okay. Funny thing is, people tend to like digital art when it looks traditional. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of painting with a pencil. But from what I can see, this way of painting, at least for now, I think it tends to work well when I have strong references. That I'm not inventing, you know, I'm not doing so many new things on that reference, right? Because I'm not sure I can do a purely imaginative work yet in this process where I'm shading. Because at this point it's more like copying. So, well, it's too early to tell. I could always refine this process some more. So let's get in a big old shape. Who's art? Good morning, welcome. I think yeah, Oziren. Yeah, good morning. That's your proper name. Good morning, bro. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good week already. I think it's your first time here, so special welcome to you. Jiminguez, welcome. Okay, let's do a big old big smudges and then refine. One thing I know about figure drawing is that you try not to have static, unless it's a stylistic choice. Try not to have static contours. Try to make them uneven um, so that it feels more organic, right? It feels more organic. But unless it's like a stylistic choice of like there's this Justice League cartoon that I watched back in the days. I remember they had a lot of straight lines, angular stuff, and all that. If you're trying to be more naturalistic, if you're trying to be more accurate, if you're trying to do a study from life, just so you can get better, then this is a better way to go. So I'll put a little bit of his sash. I want to zoom out so that I get the scale correctly. Let me turn this down. Okay, I will make sure that this shows up. The clothing shows up a bit here. Art by Lash, good morning. Welcome. It's been a while. Art by Lash says, "Gang, kill them." And that is just that's Nigerian speak for. How do we translate that to people that are not familiar with Nigerian palace? As by Lash. Well, it's just a balance of like I'm not sure. See, this is the problem with language. There are concepts too deep to translate. But yeah, welcome again out by Lash. Hope your day is looking good. Let's start adding form. Okay, it's time to start adding nuance, subtle differences in the form. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, I'm an eraser. Let's see what happens if I add a little bit of vein. So sorry, Instagram, this detail is a bit too tiny for you to see, but it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. Something I used to ignore for so long is adding creases and veins to the body. So they just look like plastic forms stacked on one another, not organic forms. So that's kind of what I want to get better at. All these changes in form. This is the point of the study. Alrighty. So my 1 hour has elapsed. I think I've probably exceeded it at this point. Oops, 1 hour 20 minutes. Yeah, so guys, I want to say a big thank you again for everybody that came this morning. I hope the new timeline is good enough for everyone. 9 o'clock. So we'll do it again tomorrow, 9 o'clock, and continue this piece. Hopefully, since I kind of understand this technique I've been doing recently, especially because I successfully did it for the Howie piece, I'll be able to practicalize how I take things to color. But yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. If you're still watching on Instagram, thank you very much, and YouTube, thank you so much for joining. And for those of you that watch this later on, I hope this was helpful and insightful. For Instagram folks, again, the playback will be on my YouTube, and I will add that link to the description, to the bio on my Instagram. But yeah, thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful and productive week. Have a productive day also. All right, bye everyone.